And I was listening to lots of commentary about Liverpool's current situation, Richie, during the week, and it was suggested that Liverpool have always been remarkably loyal to their league-winning managers, and that in Arne Slot's situation, that he has enough credit in the bank, having won the league for them last year, to survive this season. But I get the impression from both of you that that may not be the case now.
You can't live off what happened last season if that's the level of performance. And we can start using the word consistently now. If that's the level you're consistently getting from the best you have, a squad that has been the guts of $500 million spent on it over the summer, which I assume he had a hand in. I assume he selected the players, and then to produce that. So, yes, maybe there's a loyalty on previous Liverpool teams or Liverpool owners towards league-winning managers, but no league-winning manager has done this. No league. There is none of them that are comparable to the second season that he's having on the back of winning the league. So he won't be here next season based on winning the league last season. He'll be here next season if they recover from now. And he's shown at the moment, worryingly, zero indication that he can preside over a recovery.
Now, we were having a good look at Liverpool's upcoming fixtures, Didi, before we came to studio tonight. And they don't have the most difficult, let's call it Christmas period, where you have an intense programme of matches. They don't have their most difficult matches. I mean, surely they'll give them a chance to get through some of these, what would be regarded as easier league fixtures. They'll give them a chance.
Would you have regarded Forest at home as one of the easier fixtures?
I would, but I'm not on the Liverpool board, so I don't have a say in the matter.
The way they're going, Peter, is nothing easy. Every game is if you've got a disjointed team, which they have, where players don't play together, you can come up against anyone. You come up against a lower league side and you struggle to beat them, because the unity will always beat the individual players, and that's where they are at the moment. Yes, we went through the games. There are fixtures where you'd say, yeah, they are favourable fixtures where you expect them to win, probably most of them. Excuse me, but the way they're going, I don't see it, and I wouldn't know what needs to happen to make it better, because they've got so many players. I get a feeling where they put their own interests ahead of the team's interests. And the manager, Richie, said it, he gave these players a chance. Mm-hmm. You can make a case they were worse today than they were on Saturday. So what does it say to us? Do they want to carry on with the manager? And you shouldn't give the players the power to obviously make the board sack a manager, but it's very worrying at the moment.
We had a discussion before we were aware of the team lineup. Yeah. We wondered whether Salah, for example, would be left out of the lineup.
Yeah.
And I remember thinking at the time that would be a big call to make, because he strikes me as a fella who would make life difficult for you if you weren't picking him every week. And I just thought, a manager who's under pressure, whose position is now being questioned, you don't want to fall out with the big players in the dressing room. But he's at a point now where Salah is one, but there are several. They can't react angrily if they're dropped. All Slot has to do is go, there's a video of the game you played the other night. That's my reason. Come back to me if you see a reason to put you in the team, but I've watched it.
You don't need to explain it, Richie. You don't need to explain it. I'd say apart from Van Dijk, obviously you can make a case for the penalty today, the last goal. I think apart from Van Dijk, you put anyone on the bench, and you don't need to explain it, because they lost 9 in 12. And obviously that's not the standard, what's expected at Liverpool, and they don't get paid like players lose 9 out of 12 games. And the manager, end of the day, the manager is in charge of the team. And they've been in free fall pretty much from the start of the season, because as we said before, even the games they won, they probably shouldn't have won. They were fortunate. Mm-hmm. Now, to be cynical, you could say if they hadn't won a game in the Premier League this season, they probably couldn't argue. And this is a team that's won the league last season and spent over 400 million quid in the summer, where none of the players has made an impact so far. Kirk has been found out; he's not good enough. Ekitike is the only one who showed glimpses. Isak again, he came on today. I think he had about 3 touches. Wirtz hasn't done nothing and is injured now. So, what needs to happen? What needs to happen to make it better? And if we could show the second goal, Peter, if I can ask...
Of course you can ask. We can deliver if you really need it.
Now, Richie said, we had a conversation before about the team. And I said, you've got to make a decision. And obviously, in a way, I like that he's kept the team from the other day because he gave him a chance to redeem himself. But then again, there comes a point where you've got to drop players, and even big players. And I thought Salah might be one of the first ones to be dropped. And Richie said, oh, I'm not sure because he needs him. I said, well, he's got a decision to make. Do you get a sack with Salah, or you keep your job without him? And because this is the decision he's got to make. He's got to make decisions now where he thinks these are the players who give him the best chance. Obviously, he gave him a chance. I think it'll be a different story on Sunday. And if we can see the second goal now...
Hopefully we can, yeah.
What Salah did for that second PSV goal, I think Slot had one chance to take him off straight away. Because what he did there was disgraceful. For a player, the calibre of Salah, and it pains me to say, because he's been the guy who's been carrying the team for the last 7 or 8 years. But what he did, the way he let the player, Mauro Jr. go past him without doing anything helping the team.
It doesn't look like that second goal is going to
It's disappeared.
The issue, though, with leaving him out of the lineup tonight, your obvious next question is, look at the bench who's playing instead of him. And that's a dilemma that Slot has. That it is not a bench that is... if you're going to start Isak, does Isak play alongside Ekitike and Gakpo? Who goes where? The issues that you pointed out there, they're not resolvable in the short term, because if the issue with Wirtz, albeit injured at the moment, is he's struggling to react to the physicality or the pace of the league, that's going to take a time to address. If Isak's issue is he's lacking in match sharpness and fitness because of the summer he had, well, that's going to take time too. That's now a manager who doesn't have time, and if you look at the bench, he doesn't have alternatives. And if Salah is continuing to kind of bring a lot of attention to himself by how little he does off the ball, that's always been an issue, but it wasn't a big issue because he was scoring ridiculous numbers. But his problem is he's now having to rely on players who are week on week showing that there's something not right, whether it's an attitude, a commitment, or a willingness to work, or a kind of acceptance that, right, we're kind of in dig-in territory now. It was great winning the league, but now we're a team that has to dig in and fight like dogs and show other qualities. Those players at the moment are not showing like they're a group of players who are willing to do that side, which is probably, of all the concerns Slot has, I think that's up there with the biggest ones.
But they didn't win the league by not working hard.
Sorry, Didi, for the moment. We can actually go back to Anfield now and get some reaction from the Liverpool camp. Let's hear from Curtis Jones.
Curtis, another defeat. So how do you assess the performance and the result?
I don't know. I don't have the answers. I'm the same as everybody else. Just unacceptable, if I'm honest. As I said, I don't even have the words. I'm past being angry inside it to where I'm at the point now to where I just don't have the words. I can't. It's hard to actually find the word. I'm playing from a player and a fan, and I'm seeing it like this, where from a long time. I haven't experienced a team playing this bad, and results like this. But at the end of the day, we've still got that badge on our chest. So until that badge goes, we're always going to fight and try and get this team back to where it needs to be and show the whole world why Liverpool is the best team in the world. But as of now, we're in the shit and it needs to change.
Well, he's a brave man to come out and do the interview, and almost speechless there, Curtis Jones, not surprising. Looking back on last season, Didi, and there was the Liverpool team was being acclaimed in the manner in which they won the league, even though they sort of fell over the line despite their winning margin of, I think it was 10 points over Arsenal. But maybe this team, even at its finest last year, wasn't a great team compared to great Liverpool teams of the past.
Well, I think if you look at the individual players, they had some very good players. Other teams probably had more good players, but Liverpool had by far the best team. Hence, they won the league by 10 points because they stuck together. Whenever there was adversity, they found a way to win games. Even when they played badly, they always found a way. Yeah. That's what I'm always saying. Good teams find a way to win. Bad teams find a way to lose games. And this is the complete opposite from last season, what we witness at the moment.